Welcome to CrackTalk.
Hey everybody, how you doing? And back this week, I got Scott and Dr. J, and welcome to CrackTalk. We're so glad you're here, and we have a doozy of a topic today, one that is on everybody's mind, including myself, including Scott, and 100% of patients that are coming in here, and 100% of non-patients are worried about the topic today. Scott, we are hitting weight loss.
Yes.
Losing weight. How do we get the LBs off the body and get them somewhere else?
And how can chiropractic help this? Because that is something that we discuss this topic. That is one thing that always comes up is, okay, I get weight loss, but how does chiropractic fit into that? So this is fun. I like it when we connect these.
Because I just did a search that said chiropractic and weight loss. It said there's no direct correlation between getting chiropractic care and losing weight. And I would say I absolutely agree. There is no direct.
I keep waiting, like, Jay, you adjust me, I'm like, did LBs fall off of me after this adjustment? Can
I get adjusted a couple times a day if that works?
And burn calories? we would be millionaires.
Now, adjusting patients, I'm burning calories, and I'm at probably the lowest weight. I was just telling Scott, I'm at the lowest weight at 207. I haven't been 207. I don't even know since when. I don't even know what year that was. I know I was probably in college or out of college. So I'm excited about that, but that's partially because I'm not able to hit the gym and do some of the things we're going to talk about today. So before we get started, make sure if you're loving the content that we're pushing out there on CrackTalk, that you're sharing it, that you're liking it, that you're making a comment, that you're subscribing. Hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're hearing this on.
And we're growing. So we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. So please help us out.
Help us get there. Some brothers out here. We're trying to get this content into people's ears and into their mind, so that once they get, what we always talk about, we want to educate. We get them educated. Freaking next, get them inspired that they don't have to live like that. And then today we're just talking like action steps. What are things and stuff that you need to be doing to here today lose weight?
Right.
And we've had a lot of great topics. Sugar. We talked about allergies. I mean, Scott and I were just kind of
migraines, carpal tunnel.
DJD's not a death sentence. My chiropractor, still one of my favorites. My chiropractor got me pregnant. Right? These are fun. I actually had a patient come in the other day, said, "Hey, you're not going to get me pregnant, are you?" And I said, "It doesn't really work like that, but I'll try not to."
I'll be careful.
She said, "I'm 42. I'm not ready to have a kid. I haven't had one. I'm not ready." I said, "Well, I'm going to tell you this. You know what causes pregnancy, and it's not chiropractic only." All right. So let's get started today, Scott. Start with some stats. And when we talk about the direct correlation, and I love that we're doing this on weight loss, because this is something that right now we're going in that dormant season. Everybody just got done wearing their bikinis.
Well,
and
we're going into
Speedos
Thanksgiving and all that stuff. So this is that time period where everybody seems to pad up a little bit for colder weather, especially where we're at. In the eastern United States, all of a sudden you get a little colder. You got Thanksgiving. We roll right into Christmas.
You start doing this.
You start nibbling. We got Halloween right now in October, so there's candy everywhere. We're buying it, and I'm hoping some of the candy is left in the house and exits our house with the Halloween trick-or-treaters. But I may eat it all. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason I'm losing weight. I'm just only eating candy. But anyway, so let's talk about it. Why and how chiropractic can help people lose weight. That's what we're going to come around today. But we're going to start with just some stats. And these are astounding. These are staggering. Absolutely.
The amount of people that are overweight in the United States right now, 42%, Scott, of the adult population, 19.8% of the young population are currently diagnosed as overweight, obese.
Unbelievable.
It has tripled. This number, which is astounding, has tripled since the 1970s. And, partially food, diet, exercise, quality of life, work. I mean, people are sitting behind screens doing all the stuff. We're going to talk about that. Healthcare costs. What does this cost? Because, this is one of the things, the election's coming along here. These guys are all talking about healthcare, Medicare, that's healthcare costs. Pharmaceutical benefit programs, that's a healthcare cost. How much does this cost in the United States?
I can't imagine.
$147 billion. Yeah, that was a B with a billion. So you got this crisis of being obese and being morbidly obese and overweight is costing the United States $147 billion in healthcare costs because of everything that comes with obesity and being overweight. Chronic pain. 20.9% of people are in chronic pain. So that means now these are two unrelated things. We talked about 42% of people are obese.
Obese.
And then 20.9% of the population are in chronic pain.
Right.
Well, here is where the rubber starts meeting the road. Osteoarthritis, which is, we just did the podcast on this, DJD, degenerative joint disease, or DDD, degenerative disc disease, which exists along the 24 segments of the spine. 1 in 3 people that are obese are experiencing osteoarthritis, which is degenerative arthritic changes in weight-bearing joints, leading to chronic pain. Over 30% of people that are overweight have chronic pain in weight-bearing joints.
Right. So think about that number. What did you say? We had 47%, give or take, was
42% of the population is obese.
Okay, then you say of those, 30% are dealing with chronic pain.
Chronic pain.
So
in a weight-bearing joint.
Yeah. That's
so
huge.
how do we swoop in and we talk about chiropractic? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, in this office, I've had multiple patients. They're taking the semaglutide. The challenge is semaglutide is helping them lose weight, but they want to get that accelerated weight loss, but they're having challenges going to the gym.
Right.
Why, Scott?
Right. They're in pain.
Shoulder hurts, elbow hurts, wrist hurts, neck hurts, back hurts, low back hurts is probably the main one. My knees hurt, my feet hurt. So I'm adjusting so many people's extremities along with their spine. And I'm telling you, it becomes that catalyst. Because we all know, and we talk about it on this podcast, Scott, when people are in pain, their life, we hit the pause button.
Right.
It's not the easy button at Staples. It's the pause button. And pause means we're just going to wait for the pain or discomfort to subside.
Right.
The challenge is when you're obese, you're never going to see the pain and discomfort subside unless you're hanging upside down.
It's a vicious circle.
Vicious circle.
It is a vicious circle. And we have said this many times, and I agree 110%. If you don't feel like going, if you're in pain, you do not, the last thing you feel like doing is going to the gym and putting yourself in more pain.
I don't even think it's possible. Talking to somebody here, giving you this information, has severe low back pain, and I have a bad L5 disc. When that L5 disc is herniated, I'm in so severe pain. The last thing on my mind is eat right, hydrate, and go to the gym.
Go walk on
I'm
a
in
treadmill.
survival.
Go run on a treadmill. Let's go pick up some dumbbells.
Yeah. Hey, let me only drink water. Oh, hey, let me eat that salad. These are like, I feel like my life is at its end point. I'm on the cliff looking, I was like, I'm just going to jump. So I sympathize with each and every one of you. If you're one of these obese people, or if you're just overweight and you're dealing with chronic pain, the first thing I'm going to tell you is you got to get into a chiropractic office
100.
And get your spine checked for subluxation, bone that moves out of place 1 to 5 millimeters up, down, left, right, putting pressure on a nerve, creating an interference with the way your brain communicates with all the cells, tissue, and organs. Why is that important? Well, here's another little indirect loop. You can eat great food, but if you have subluxations that are affecting the nerves going to your intestinal tract, whether it's your small colon or your small intestine, your large intestine, your colon, your gallbladder, your liver, right, your appendix, the one going to your stomach, so you're too much acid, too low amount of acid, your esophagus, right? You are not going to be able to properly digest and grab the nutrients from that food. So I always tell people, I was like, you can eat great food, right, and not have proper digestion. That good food, it's great, but it's not. You're not getting the full impact of it.
Right.
Okay? So you want to be getting adjusted for that point. Same thing with hydration. If you're drinking great fluids, but you're subluxated in your spine, Scott, you're going to have a hard time absorbing what you need to absorb to stay hydrated.
So let me ask this, you got me thinking. So, I hadn't thought about that angle. Is, if you are on a weight loss journey and getting started, so you're watching what you eat. You may have cut out pops or sodas or whatever. So you're doing these things. You start exercising.
Well, I was bringing it back before exercise, because you and I talk about all the time. Where's real weight loss earned? Fork management. You want one muscle that you need to get worked out is closing your trap. And managing this, not doing this. But keep going. I love what you're saying.
So if you're doing these things, so somebody has done all this, but you have not gone to a chiropractor to have your spine checked, and you may have subluxations. think about that. Your body is not working at 100%. So you may be eating, like you just said, eating all the right
100%.
stuff. You're exercising, but your body, if it is not working at 100%, it's throwing your metabolism off to where
it'll lower your metabolism.
Yeah, you're not burning the food as you should. So you start getting discouraged. It's like, oh my God, I eat salads every day.
If anything, you start going to the gym and you do what? You actually increase in your weight because you start having body swelling. This is something that not a lot of people think about. If you're doing weight loss and you're watching that scale every day, you're going to start having swelling, especially if you're overweight and obese, and you're going to have swelling in the joints that are weight bearing. Scott, your body's going to hold on to water. You're going to
retain water. You will gain weight.
You get that lactic acid in your body, and then I'm telling you, I've never met a treadmill that I got off and I wasn't starving an hour later.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, let's bring it back. The first thing we're talking about is fork management. You're managing your fork properly. If you're eating good food and you're hydrating properly, let's say you're taking all the supplements and the good stuff they're promoting on TV. I see my mom was on the Go-Low, and people are doing these certain types of things, or you're doing Weight Watchers and you're being rigid with it. If your spine is subluxated in the area of your body that's affecting the nerves going to your digestive tract, you're compromised. So the first thing you want to do is get that compromise out of there.
Right.
All right. Secondarily, now we want to accelerate weight loss. What do we always say? First, it's one with fork management. Second way is stimulate lean muscle tissue. That helps do massive caloric burn. And this is where, as you can all see, he's an expert in this realm, right? Because he's got no body fat. I got too much, but he's got little. And how do you now go to the gym?
Yeah.
These subluxations, what's the main check engine light is when they're causing pain and discomfort in your spine, or radiating pain down the arms, down the legs, sciatica, carpal tunnel, radiculopathy, these kind of things. If you are subluxated and it's compromising a disc and creating pain, I'm going to tell you, I don't care who you are, you're not going to want to go to the gym. And when people are in a pain state, they're usually depressed. They usually have anxiety, and when you are hitting those two numbers, people don't really care to put good stuff in their body. I don't know about you.
Oh, I was thinking about this just a minute ago, and you made the comment. When you're in pain, sometimes you just want the comfort food. You actually start to go.
Give me the ice cream.
It's like if I'm sitting here and I'm in pain, the last thing I'm gonna do is eat a salad. It's like, give me the ice cream. I want some kind of reward here because I'm miserable. You want
to get those serotonin, dopamine.
I want the dopamine dump. I want the dopamine dump. One thing that's interesting, and I actually had this experience a couple weeks ago at the gym, is I actually watched somebody doing an exercise and they were doing it wrong.
Okay.
And I went up, and it was a younger kid, and he was over in the squat rack and stuff. And I went up and started talking to him and said, hey, just saw you doing this. I don't mean to be that guy in the gym, but you're doing this way wrong. He said, oh, yeah, I hurt my lower back. So he started compensating, doing it another way. And I'm like, dude, you are going to make it worse.
Wreak havoc.
You are wreaking havoc. Yeah. So you got a painful issue. So now you've tried to start alternating the way you do things. You've gotten so far away from correct form that I said, you're going to make it worse.
100%.
I don't even know what to do with it.
And it is a downward spiral. The other thing that I see for all of us when we go to the gym and then we hit it for the first time, let's say you haven't been to the gym in a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years, a couple decades, whatever the time period. If you've been out of the gym for a couple weeks, I'm going to tell you what, your first day back, let me tell you, tiptoe. Tiptoe. And what I see a lot of people is they go in there guns blazing.
I'm going to lose 100 pounds today.
And they didn't have chronic pain, but the next day they can't move. All right. Then the second day they gotten out of the gym, they can't move. And then you're unwilling to go back. So the first thing I want to talk about, all right, we've already kind of touched on it. Why go to the chiropractor? First, you got to get subluxations removed from your spine. Make sure that your nerve system is in full control of your body so that whatever you're putting in it,
whatever work you're doing, you're going to get the maximum results.
You're getting the max benefit, right? The second part of why chiropractic is a direct advantage of working out is for what you're saying, Scott, is when you're in pain, you don't want to work out. You won't go to the gym, which would be this phase 2. Go stimulate lean muscle mass. I don't care if it's just a curl. I don't care if it's just tricep, kickback. I don't care if it's a mini squat, whatever. You're not going to do it if you're in chronic pain. So you want to go to the chiropractor, get those subluxations checked, get those painful areas in your spine like I did done, and if you've done. I remember you couldn't even work out with your shoulder. We started adjusting the shoulder pain goes away. Now we keep it adjusted so he's able to now do all the shoulder exercises, the bench press, the shoulders, because I remember there was a 6-month period that you couldn't do it.
It took me 6 months.
And it's really hard to lose the weight you want when you're compromised with your food and your hydration intake, and you're not getting the bennies, right? And then you're compromised with the ability to go to the gym and weight lift and do cardio. So those are the 2 main direct things. So I want to now go into what are action steps. So first thing, find a chiropractor. We got that. That's action step. Write that down today. If you've not been to the chiropractor, go find a reputable, get a referral, like we always say, Scott. Find somebody in your community that deals with people and does a great job and is an all-star in your community in getting people from in pain to out of pain, from an unhealthy life to a healthy life. Because a chiropractor is also a highly trained person on nutrition, joints, muscles, ligaments, and tendons, proper ergonomics in the gym. I mean, I know I'm constantly asked by patients, hey, do you have a diet? Yes, bam, here it is. Do you have an exercise program? Well, I don't have an exercise program, but I have some things I've created for you to tiptoe into the gym, and then as you advance, you could go. I had to create it for my kids when they were swimmers. So I do have some stuff, and a lot of chiropractors I find have that wherewithal, and the good thing is, too, they can also fall back on the anatomy and physiology of their medical training, of how they became a chiropractor, and so they can really give you really good stuff. Plus, they also know, okay, Susie, this is what your x-rays look like. These are the movements we really need to stay away from. If you're a compromised L5 disc or L4, L3, right, you do not want to do squats, front squats, back squats, deadlifts, clean and jerk. These things you just need to like nix off the thing. So your chiropractor, and you would talk about this, will help you say, and you need to be able to ask, are there things I should be doing or not doing? So there would be the next one right there. Using your chiropractor is not as a personal trainer, but using them as an interim to a personal trainer.
Use their knowledge.
Use their knowledge.
Use their knowledge
Leverage
again to get the maximum benefit of what you're doing. So the last thing you want to do is go to the gym and do something that is going to make whatever painful issue you have worse.
Flare up, yes. And we all do it. I mean, Scott, you saved the little boy on the squat rack. I've walked over to so many people at the gym because I've seen them doing wild stuff and say, hey, do you know what muscle you're isolating? No, I just saw this on TikTok, or I saw this on the Instagram, or they're usually watching it, and they're not, they feel like they're doing it the way in the video, but they're not. And the deal is, it's like, hey, is this hurting your low back? Yes. Why are you doing it?
Well, I'd say, a little tip. It's painful, but watch yourself in the mirror. And I do this whenever I will watch somebody do a workout, then I go try it in the gym, and I think I'm crushing it. And then I look over in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, I am way off. I am not doing this anywhere near the way this is supposed to be done.
Yeah, because there's proper ergonomics, there's proper lifting techniques. And I think sometimes when we're living in a digital screen world, we're watching it on the screen and we're mimicking the behavior. You really want to talk to your chiropractor about, okay, is this something I can do? And I show me what you want to do. You can do that. I would stay away from this. I had these kind of conversations, Scott, in the office pretty frequently. Next one, I would say get a personal trainer. If you're really serious. Now we're transitioning off the chiropractic, but if you're really serious about losing weight, I'm telling you, there is no better way than getting an accountability partner. And the best accountability partners I found are people that are personal trainers that understand diet and nutrition, and they do this for a living. They take you from here, and you say, I want to lose X amount of weight and look like this, and they create a formulated plan. My brother does this down in Georgia. So reach out to those people. They're in every gym.
They're in every gym, and they're ready and willing to help. And I tell you, especially if you're just getting started on a weight loss journey, that accountability partner is huge, because doing it on your own is tough.
It's what I found, it's impossible. Which I'm going to get to my third one here in a second, because you need a personal trainer to really help you if you've not worked out, or if it's been a couple decades or a couple months or whatever. But you need somebody in there holding you side pockets, showing you how to use all the machines properly and probably put you on a diet plan. The next thing is if you can find a cohort or a co-pilot that you can go to the gym with, that a real accountability partner that you can help each other, that right there is there's zero replacement. So chiropractic first, get the subluxation cleared out, get yourself a personal trainer, and then if you can, get yourself a workout partner. Workouts are just better, they're more fluid, they're more fun.
You won't miss, you'll go. You hold, it is something that over the years, anytime that I've had periods of working out where I've had that workout partner, you go and work out harder than you do on your own.
And the only people I see working out on themselves or by themselves are people that have been working out like Scott for years. If you're stepping into this and you really want to lose some weight, you want to get excited about it. You know, my wife's in a group right now where there's 20, 30, or there's a couple hundred, but her little group's like 6 people, and they have like a little text group, and they're all hyping each other up, and they're helping each other, and you know, they're dealing with injuries here and there once in a while. This girl wants to lose a little weight, this one wants to gain a little muscle, but man, I have been blown away at how effective
that
it
synergy
is helping this too.
That synergy that creates of that group is amazing.
Yes, and accountability. Everybody wants to show up for the group. People will actually show up for a group greater than they'll show up for themselves.
100%. Yeah.
So that'd be my next one.
Can't let people down.
And then the next couple action steps, Scott, you'll agree with this, is you've got to have yourself on a regimented diet. So if you don't have a personal trainer, if you haven't used your chiropractor, you've got to be using Golo, Weight Watchers, one of these places, because they do hold you accountable on very specific foods to eat, very specific foods not to eat. Because I found about 85% of weight loss is fork management.
100.
Then the next one would just be hydration. Hydration. You've got to make sure when I think this is one of the biggest misnomers with weight loss is people like try to starve themselves, too small, no, and they try to not drink and they think coffee counts. Coffee, Monster, Red Bulls, Coke, Pepsi, this stuff does not count on your hydration. You've got to be drinking fluid, clean water, flushing your system out, getting that bad stuff out of your body on top of eating really good, nutritious food.
And you have to eat. I had a trainer tell me years ago, this is popped my brain, you got to eat to lose.
And I am proof of that.
You have to
I went from eating 2 to 3 times a day. My wife went from eating once a day to twice a day. We were doing the intermittent fasting, and I liked that. It was a nice kickoff. Then I found a guy that said, you've got to eat to lose, man, but you got to eat right. See, that's why you need that personal trainer. You got to get that coaching. You got to eat the right foods. I started eating 5-6 times a day. It was like, after a week, it was melting. And what most people don't understand is why that's true. You can burn more calories by just digesting food than going and running an hour on the treadmill.
It's a workout for your body. It's digesting food. Same guy told me, he said, all right, Scott, because I'm going to use an example. If you're building a fire, does that fire get hotter with less wood or more wood? And I said, well, the more wood you put on that fire, the hotter it burns. He said, there you go. There's metabolism.
There you go. Everybody listen to this. So if you've gotten tricked or you've been told that I need to starve myself to weight loss, it's a no-no because what people do, usually when they starve themselves, they create such a monstrous appetite. And that's where we're all sneaking into the refrigerator at 9:30 at night or sneaking into the cupboard because you've starved yourself. You hit the treadmill, you starved yourself all day, and it becomes an unbearable moment of craving.
And then you just throw it down.
Then you just grab whatever's available. And it's usually not ground turkey or jasmine rice and broccoli.
Why is it in those moments you never go for the jasmine rice or the lettuce or the ground turkey? It is full on like barbecue potato chips.
Chocolate ice cream.
And ice cream and cookies and dip.
It's like you're pregnant. It's like it's like you
and I will actually
take
a potato chip and put it in chocolate syrup. Like, I don't care at that point. It's like, it's going.
You're just trying to get those calories and everything just tastes good. You're starting to stimulate that tongue, get that dopamine dump, as you said. So let's just talk about it, just a rehash. If you're trying to lose weight, we talked about the importance of chiropractic, about making sure your spine's aligned, that you're unsubluxated, so you have the best opportunity for nutrition and hydration. The second one is we help people get out of pain. Chiropractors are notorious. It is the side effect of going to a chiropractic office. We get rid of low back pain. We get rid of neck pain, headaches, shoulder pain, knee pain, hip pain. You name the pain, we're usually knocking it out. So those are the chiropractor. How do you find a chiropractor, Scott?
Hey, get online, find somebody, ask for a referral.
ask somebody in your community that is going to a great chiro, a stand-up guy or gal, and then book an appointment immediately and get your spine checked.
Please.
Next one, boom. Personal trainer. Get a personal trainer that can really help you on your weight loss journey. The next one we would say is action step is get a workout partner or get involved like a group with my wife. What I'm surprised is there's so many of those little groups too, and they just really are advocates for each other. That's what it is. You know, most of the time, sometimes you get a whole bunch of females and males together, it can go sideways, right? But I've been blown away as they really rally. Age independent, race independent, size independent. They just rally for each other. Beautiful. If you're able to get in one of those groups, if you're a guy or a gal, power to you. You'll be blessed for it. I know why CrossFit's such a big deal.
Yeah, it's community.
It's community. It's a big deal. And then get your hydration on. Get your hydration and get your fork management on. Like I said, if you're not getting it from a personal trainer, you got to get involved in one of these programs that will really help you lead from here to there.
Right.
And that would be probably my last one is set a map and set a goal.
Set a goal.
And just get fired the heck up that you are worth it and you are able and capable of doing it and accomplishing your goals. Wouldn't you say, Scott?
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's something I hadn't thought of. Make sure you set a goal. And then the only other tip I would get is it's not going to happen overnight.
Set a timeline, and it ain't going to be overnight. We just know that.
Yeah,
it's going to be 6 months,
set parameters,
12 months.
Set parameters to it. Be able to do 1% increase a day or 1% better every day, and just keep at it, and you'll get there.
And we're here for you.
Yeah.
So that wraps up weight loss and chiropractic on our Crack Talk this week. Once again, share this content. Make a comment if you want in the lower half of this saying, you know, whatever you want us to talk about. We're always looking for feedback. Scott, we're chasing 1,000 followers.
Yes.
We're halfway there. So help us get there. Share this. Make a comment. Subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe because you just never know what person's life is going to be impacted because you shared something with them. And that's what gets us. That's what gets like the hair on my arm standing up. It's like, just get fired up about changing people's lives.
If you've got a friend or family member that may be dealing with a little bit of obesity, ask them the question. Find out if they're dealing with chronic pain. As we stated here, 30% of people that are in chronic pain are obese. So there is a strong likelihood that that person, friend or family member or whatever is in your life, if they're struggling with obesity, I guarantee you there's some chronic pain going on in there somewhere.
And they don't want to talk about it.
And they don't want to talk about it. But they may benefit for, you know, take it upon yourself, say, hey, I'm going to get you into a chiro. Yeah. We're going to get you taken care of. So then therefore.
Do it for them.
Yeah. They can
help them. Because I tell you what, the biggest thing I find in the office is people are waiting for help and they want to be led to the promised land, and they don't want to make independent decisions by themselves because they just don't have all the information. So I hope you got a lot out of this, Scott. I really enjoyed this one.
This is a good one.
Landing the plane, baby. All right, you guys have a great one. We'll see you on your next Crack Talk.
See you guys.